Hey everybody, happy Saturday morning to you. This is Tanner from TanmanBaseballFan.com. This is actually the second video that I'm doing on my Jose Canseco baseball card collection. Last time we looked at Bowman all the way from 1989 through, what was last year, 2001 Bowman Heritage. So that included Bowman's Best and Bowman's Chrome and all the fun refractors and atomic refractors that there were in there. So today we're going to be looking at Collector's Choice. So this is what Collector's Choice looked like in the first year. So they started in 1994, and Collector's Choice was actually put out by Upper Deck. And I'm not sure why. I think they just got on the bandwagon of, hey, if everybody else is doing several issues, why don't we as well? So Upper Deck started in 1989 by putting out their first set, and it was a huge success. Everybody loved 89 Upper Deck. So this was more of a low-end offering, if I recall correctly. So, I mean, we're talking this is 22 years ago when they first came out with Collector's Choice. Now, they didn't have too big of a run. They ended, I think their last year was 1998, if I remember correctly. Then they switched over to something called Upper Deck Choice. Now, we're only going to go through Collector's Choice and basically just the Canseco cards I have in my collection that represent them. So I'm going to hold them up to you here. Here's what we have to go through. So I believe there's a little less than 50 of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to my website at cansecocollector.com, so that way you can take a look at this as well. So we'll go ahead and let me do a search here. Whoops. And let's see what comes up. Okay, so there's cards. Well, there's a unlicensed Baroder. Let me get that out of the search. Okay, so it looks like we have about 48 items. So we'll go ahead and click on the first one here, and that's this right here. So 1994 Collector's Choice. This is a great card. You know, it was Canseco was on the Rangers. This is his second year that he was there. So with Collector's Choice, you had three options. You had the regular version here, and then you had the gold version. And I'd like for these to be in order, but they're not because, well, they're alphabetical order. But anyway, so there's the gold version, and then there's a silver version. So the silver version has a silver facsimile autograph. Now the gold has a gold border and a gold facsimile autograph. So I just got one of these, and I probably just saw or held the first Canseco gold border, gold signature in my hand for the first time probably about 2 years ago. And if you've heard anything or read anything that I've written in the past, you'll know that I had actually gone through millions and millions of baseball cards by buying and selling and everything. And so I figured, hey, why not? I'll just go ahead and pull out all of the Canseco cards and stockpile them, and I'll probably have the greatest collection ever. That didn't happen. I came up with probably, I don't know, 100 of these cards here, and never one of these, and maybe one or two of these. It's just, it seemed like I could never hit the gold, so they were very, very, very hard. I had to actually intentionally go out and get them. So anyways, the gold signature means a lot more to me because I've been collecting now for 27 years, and I just never, there's some cards that are rare that you literally will not stumble upon. You just have to go out and go get them. So going forward is 1995 Collector's Choice. And it's the same thing here. Here's the base card, and then you go over here. This is the silver signature, so you can see it right here. But what they did for 1995 with the gold signature is they left out the gold border. They just put the gold signature right here. So it's a little more subtle, so you had to look a little harder, but still very rare. So in 1995, what they did is they came out with something called Crash the Game. And this is one of their gimmicks. It was really neat. Maybe this is what they might have had in mind with Collector's Choice, so they could have a little more flexibility with this type of brand. I'm not really sure. But Collector's Choice, Crash the Game cards, is what you can do is when you open up a pack and you get one of these, and let me see if I can find one real quick here, so I'll show you. Is really neat. It's a little different. Let me switch over to show the video real quick here so I can show the backs. So they look like these. Okay, so here's the fronts. Now you had a silver and a gold version of each one of them. And you'll see that there's actually a date. So there's July 30th, June 30th, and September 30th. And you get those in order too. So look at the back of them though. See that? So there's rules. It's basically a game. So what you can do is if your player that you've pulled a card from hits a home run on June 30th, for instance for this, you could send this card in along with $3 or something like that, I think. Yeah, $3 check or money order by February 1st, 1996, and you would get a special set of Crash of the Game cards that you couldn't get in packs. I love these types of cards. I love the exchange cards like this because they're more rare sometimes, anyhow, because a lot of people, if it caught on, they would all send them in and you would never see these cards again. I also love the redemption cards. So here's the redemption cards. These are the cards in the sets that you would get if Canseco hit a home run. So apparently he did on either June 30th, July 30th, or September 30th, I guess. I don't know. But here's the silver version. So somebody actually had to exchange one of these cards for the whole set of this. And here's the gold version. So you'll see the difference. Now look at the back. See, they look like actual cards. So I don't know if it says anything about when he hit the home run. Anyways, well, the one thing I forgot about this is the differences for this year of cards. What you could do is you would actually get back the entire set of Crash the Game, whereas I think the next years after this, you could only get the player. So it was kind of interesting. So going forward, that's 95. And then they also had something called 1995 Collector's Choice SE Special Edition. So it's the high end of the low end version. I don't know, but they're kind of cool. You know, you have like the blue border and, you know, different pictures. So that's kind of cool. Then of course you had the gold border with the gold signature. And then you had the silver border with the silver signature. So again, just something else to chase. It's kind of a neat thing. I think I believe they were completely different sets. So I think you could actually get a pack of special edition, if I recall correctly. So anyway, they also had subsets just like Topps does. It's international flavor is one of these. So I assume this is probably Cuba or something in the background. And like with all the other cards, they had a parallel. So there's gold border and there's a silver border. So again, gold border quite a bit more difficult to get. So here's a 1996 Collector's Choice. And so it's a horizontal. So this card, of course, is when Jose went to the Red Sox. Then guess what? You had gold border and you had the silver border. Shocker. I'm going to look real quick. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss anything. Okay, so now here are this next year's Collector's Choice Crash the Game. Now this is where things got interesting. I really liked these because you look at the finish of them. You see that? So kind of like an atomic refractor kind of look or something from the 90s. They're real neat. So you had June 27th through 30th, both silver and gold. Then you had July 11th through 14th, silver and gold. And last but not least, you had August 23rd through 25th, silver and gold. I really do like these. These might be some of my favorite exchange cards from Collector's Choice. And here's what the backs of them look like. They have the same thing. Send a couple bucks in, and if your player hits a home run on that day that's on the card, or that date's range, we'll give you the card of your player. So, like I said before, the difference is right now is instead of giving you the set, they would just give you one card. And so here's what the actual redemption cards look like. Now this was considered very high end back in the 90s. And you can see the card is actually wood. And let's see if you can see this better if I pull this out. I thought it was wood. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So one sec, let me back up here. So this card is not wood, but you see the how you can see through this. Hello. Anyways, I love this type of card. It's something that was like really different. Pacific got into some sort of wacky die cut see-through type cards as well back in the 90s, so it was really neat. But the one that was significantly tougher, I mean a lot tougher to get, was the gold redemption card for some reason. I don't know why, but there is, gosh, I just had a heck of a time tracking this thing down. As a matter of fact, I never found one before. Until I put my website up with all of my scans of my collection. And somebody by the screen name of Buncho Bowl, he's a big-time Frank Thomas collector on freedomcardboard.com, he reached out to me and he was nice enough to give me this for free. Absolutely free. Now, the difference between this and the one I just showed you is right here. This is gold foil, and the finish is wood. So probably, I'd have to say this is probably easily my favorite collector's choice card. So thank you again, Bunch of Bull. I really appreciate that. I love it. Still can't believe you sent that to me. You're crazy. So anyways, going forward, I'm going to show you the, here's the scans. So there's the silver, and there's the gold. And we're going to go through the exchange cards. Okay, now this brings us to 1996 Collector's Choice, You Make the Play. I thought that was 95 possibly. Let me see real quick. Let me check this. I had them with the 95s. I don't know, it's too small. I'm getting old. I can't read that small a font without magnifying glass. But anyways, so it's either 95 or 96. I have to probably go with my website here and say there's probably 96 Collector's Choice. You Make the Play. So there are several versions of this. So you see here's the double, and then you have the double gold signature. Then you have the strikeout, which has the gold signature. Strikeout regular, and then that's the regular. So we'll stick back here with the You Make the Play cards here real quick, and I will go ahead and show you what they look like on the video instead of just the scan. So here's the 4 different versions. Now you'll see right off the difference is that these are rounded corners, kind of like the Mother's Cookies cards. Back in the 80s and 90s, and here's what the backs look like. Now the difference between these is I don't believe you could actually pack pull these. I know that they ran some sort of a promotion for the dealers whenever they would order a bunch of cases. Depending upon how many cases that they ordered is basically how Upper Deck would allow them to get a pack of these You Make the Play cards. So if they ordered 100 cases, for example, I don't know what the quantity was, you could get 100 packs of this. If you ordered 50, you might only get 30 packs of it. So again, I don't know anything about the quantities, I just don't recall. But another way to get these into collectors' hands was not just by the dealer, but you could also send in pack wrappers along with $1.75 or something like that, and you could get these cards as well. So this is another fun thing that Upper Deck did through Collector's Choice to get a different type of baseball card in the hands of the collectors. So after that, I think I have 1997 Collector's Choice, and this is the final Red Sox card of him, I believe, because if you go forward, there's 1997 Collector's Choice with him on the A's. So I'm not sure exactly if this is just because it was 2 series or what. I'm going to take a look at this real quick here and see. Yeah, it's definitely 97 for the Red Sox. And definitely 97 for the A's. So I know that they did these in series a lot of times. I'm not sure about 97, so I don't know why the design varies so so greatly from one to the other. But anyways, I'm glad that they had both of them. So this is kind of a neat deal, especially with all the card companies these days. They're using the same image over and over and over again. There's like 20 different cards of one player with one picture. It's really kind of boring, But so I like when they use different pictures. Then it's probably a lot easier because Canseco, for example, was still playing, so I'm sure they could snap as many shots as they needed back then. So here is here's a touch 'em all. It's a very cool insert. I don't know why I say crash the game exchange. I'm not sure why that is. Let me see. Yeah, it doesn't. Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's considered an exchange because the number on the back is CG23, so that'd be crash the game. It says touch 'em all, so I guess that's an exchange card. Or maybe that's what you get. Let me see here. Okay, so if you send in, let me get this back here. So if you send in one of these cards here, kind of the same thing, has the date and everything. It says if the player hits a home run, sign your name on the front of the card and send a check or money order for $2 U.S. funds to cover postage and handling, and a 3x5 card with your name, age, address, phone number, and send to MLB Crash, PO Box, whatever. And then it says, we'll send you back a hot new high quality card of the winning player. So, okay. So this is probably the hot high quality new card right there. I need to brush up on this stuff here. I think it's got a little bit of a metallic finish to it, so that's kind of neat. Now, I am missing the one that looks like this that says instant win on the front. So if you have this, please let me know. I would love it. I haven't seen one before, so in person anyhow. Let me go back to the site here. Okay. Now this is another insert. It's called New Frontier. So this side is Canseco. There's another card that you could put next to it that was another player that would complete the picture of the ballpark in the back. And then the big show, it's kind of a metallic, I think that's Dan Patrick maybe from ESPN. And is that Keith Olbermann? I'm kind of curious now. Let me take a look. Yeah, Keith Olbermann and Dan Patrick. Okay. So we have that, and we also have the World Headquarters Edition. I don't know. There's and I'm sure collectors back then were probably thinking this is crazy with all the parallels and everything. Oh man, could you imagine if somebody had a time travel machine and go back or go in the future 10 or 20 years and see the rainbows that they come up with 12 different versions of the same card. Anyway, so this is a 98 Collector's Choice. This is a base hologram on the back, so as opposed to the diamond hologram on the back. So let's take a look at this here. I know Upper Deck did this a lot. I'm not sure if it's because they ran out of different types of holograms to prove the authenticity of the card. I'm not sure. But here are the two versions. And yes, I do collect these crazy little tiny trivial variations. But anyway, so you take a look at that. See the diamond hologram right there? Well, take a look at this. See? Two different. So that's why I have both of them. Okay. So we're winding down here. This is probably a Series 2. It's with him in the Blue Jays. And I believe Roger Clemens put in a good word for him to get on the Blue Jays from the Oakland A's in '98. I was bummed pretty bad whenever he left the A's again the second time. Not nearly as bad as when he left in '92, but I was still ticked. But last but not least on this is the 98 Collector's Choice Evolution Revolution. This card gave me some fits because I didn't know what this was for a while. Because let me show you the back of it. This is what the back looks like. So there's no mention of what this is at all. If you look closely, you'll see that there's a circle. This is actually kind of a sticker kind of deal. So this opens up. It opens up like a jersey. And you can tell that's a collector's choice card and all that. So anyhow, let me see if that's all. I think that's it. So we went through about 48 cards of collector's choice, and let me go back to my site and see if they're show you what I need. I'm going to go to my want list here. I'm going to click or type in collector choice. Okay, so it looks like to make it complete, this is the one that I need here. So it's the 1997 Collector's Choice Crash the Game Instant Winner. So it has the red foil right there, and on top of it says Instant Winner. So if you have this, like I said, please let me know. I would love to add this to my collection. And well, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching and sticking with me for so long. Next video I'm going to do on my collection. I'll still have other mail day and random videos popping up here and there from now to then, but the next Canseco collection video I'm going to be doing is of Donruss. So it's probably, it might have to be split up a couple times because the Donruss run that I have is pretty big. So anyways, again, thank you for watching, and please like this video, subscribe to my channel, youtube.com/TanmanBaseballFan, and go to my website, www.tanmanbaseballfan.com. Thank you again. I hope you all have a great day.